My name is Bill Brown, and I am proud to be the producer and the director of a new play by award-winning playwright Charlene Donahue called The Quadroon and the Dove, that explores a time and a place that few people knew existed in America. It explores big themes around issues of race and gender and power, and to what lengths we're willing to go to get what we want and to keep what we have. Our story takes place in 1841 New Orleans, about 10 years after the slave insurrection of Nat Turner that rocked the world, and about 20 years before the impending explosion of the Civil War. In 1841, New Orleans was one of the most contemporary cities in the country. We had recently purchased it from the French, and still the conversion to American law hadn't fully taken effect. And under French law was an ordinance called placage, which allowed for wealthy white men to legally take on what was effectively a second wife. However, by the rule of placage, these mistresses couldn't be white, and they couldn't be black. They could only be what was known in those days as a quadroon. And when these women entered into this relationship, they instantly became free women of color. They were given their own home, their own allowance, and their own slaves.
Hello, I'm Charlene Donahue, and I am the playwright of The Quadroon and the Dove. A quadroon mistress is 1/4 black and 3/4 white, and they were prized as the accepted concubines of the wealthy white French Creole men. These women were called free women of color. And yet, if you really explore, you find that this relationship was still another form of being an enslaved person.
Jackie Davis is an accomplished producer, director, and actor who's been involved with the production in some of its earliest development stages.
Hi, my name is Jackie Davis, and I am supporting Charlene Donahue's play. The story is universal. It's jealousy, it's beauty, it's love, it's the search for freedom, and it's a part of our history, and it still affects how we are today with the colorism. And in these stories that she's telling, the people that would have been living these lives that she's writing about happen to be people of color. She's honoring these people's stories and their lives, and she's telling human stories. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
This is a story unlike any other you'll see on stage. It's a story of love and desire, race and class, and beauty and hurt in this time in New Orleans history and in the history of America.
Your support for The Quadroon and the Dove is truly appreciated, be it with a financial pledge to this campaign or simply by sharing it with your social networks. And thanks again for helping to move this important project forward.